Hello, friends. This is Low Rate Hitman. What I got today is a little special video for you guys. I mean, they're no different than any other ones, but this one has a special emphasis on it. Today we're going to be talking about AV, anti-vehicle. I'm going to show you a couple anti-vehicle builds that it's just my recommendation that are easy to get from the start, that everybody should have an AV build, and the importance of an AV build. And I just want to start by saying, whenever you squad up with people, everybody tends to say, what kind of build are you running? You know, and people go, well, I'm running the GEC, I'm running the Duval, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And, you know, you should say right then, well, what I mean is, what kind of AV are you running? Because that is the most important class in a squad. That is just my opinion. Because if you guys are just now finding out, when you get on the battlefield, we have these tanks, and these tanks end up having 3 people behind them repping them. They have little tank squads. They end up going 50-0. And I just want you to know it's your job as a squad and as an individual to take these tanks out and not allow them to do the things that they do. It takes a squad effort. Sometimes it takes more than one squad to take these tanks out. And we have to get in the habit on the battlefield of everybody pulling AV out and trying to destroy these tanks when we see them, and not letting them annihilate us on the battlefield. If I'm in a squad and we see a tank, we stop what we're doing. We immediately, you know, start planning some kind of strategy to destroy that tank if that's our goal the whole round. I mean, there's no sense in a tank running around and destroying people the whole round in ambush or whatnot, going 40-0. This is just my opinion, but I believe there's a lot of people that agree with me, and I think a lot of people just don't realize the emphasis on destroying the tank on this game. I'm going to start by showing you guys a couple builds. If you start off as a Sentinel, you start off with a forge gun, and basic forge fitting, I've updated it a little bit, but it's going to be a heavy. And what I've done to this so far is I put a complex heavy damage modifier, which the forge gun, which is so good about giving this from the start, is that as a blueprint only, and it'll never go away. And the only way to get a blueprint only forge gun is by choosing the Sentinel, and which I have. But the main thing in this build right here is right there: AV grenades. These AV grenades are so powerful, in which a lot of tank drivers, you'll hear them complain about the AV grenades. Oh, they need to be nerfed. Anything that destroys a tank needs to be nerfed in these guys' eyes. The swarm launchers has been nerfed, the forge gun, everything's been nerfed that can destroy them, and now they're working on these AV grenades. So it doesn't matter if you have this class, the next class, or whatever build you got for AV, you have anti-vehicle grenades. These things will destroy LAVs, they'll destroy any kind of vehicle, and they hurt tanks. And this right here is pretty good in a squad. If you've got 2 guys with forge guns, and then say a couple guys with this build right here, Tank Buster. This is basically a Type 2 suit, and what I'm running with it is 2 enhanced, well no, 1 complex damage modifier, 1 enhanced. Got a sidearm, and of course a swarm launcher, which a swarm launcher is trash. I mean, it's really not that good, but it'll work. The main thing in this class, as always, is the AV grenades. If you can run in on these guys and get close enough and throw AV grenades, you can mess these tanks up. And a lot of times when they're running 3 reppers, it's kind of hard to get in close to them. But if you've got the high ground, you can get above them and throw the AV grenades down on them, you'll help destroy these tanks. And when your squad is approaching these tanks, you guys need to fire at these tanks at the same time. Just don't fire something out of the blue and get its attention and it starts hiding and everything. Everybody in your squad needs to aim at that tank, and you guys need to do a countdown and fire at once. You know, you got to have a planned attack against these things where you can take them out fast. And trust me, when you take these tanks out, you are pissing people off, because for one, they're not annihilating like they want to, and another thing is it's costing them money. It's costing them ISK. Today, man, I took a tank out by myself. You know what I ended up seeing? So-and-so left the battle. I'm not going to mention any names. You know, as soon as they see defeat in their tank, they don't want to pull no more tanks out half the time, and they end up quitting the game because they've put all their skill points into these tanks, and they're paper thin outside of them, most of them. At this juncture, later on in the game, they'll work on their suits or whatever, you know, and they'll try and hang, but the majority of them, they put all their skill points into these tanks, and outside of their tanks, they're paper thin. You can just eat them up. Just eat them for breakfast. So that's why it's so imperative to take these tanks out. Another thing here, if you got the Dragonfly, I think I've got it set up with the Dragonfly. I'm not sure here. No, my goodness. I do apologize. It's been a long night, guys. I work midnights, you know, doing the father thing with the kids. I'm a single parent. I try and make these videos for you guys. I wish I could do a video every day, but I'm not able to do it. I thought I had another class, but basically, I mean, this class right here, there is no lows on it, as you can see. Whenever you go into this AV class, you could just consider yourself dying unless there's a supply depot around that you could change back into your normal build after you destroy the tank, if you destroy the tank. So you don't really want to build it for survivability. You just want to build it to destroy the tank. Okay, that's why you see I got a toxin sidearm there, which is a good sidearm, but you know it's not going to do much against assault rifle at a distance. But I think you guys get my idea on this video. The main thing is AV grenades. You've got to go into Grenader one time, which is, oh my goodness, let's see here, right here. You just got, it's like 32,000 SP to get into Grenader. And once you get into it, you have access to buy AV grenades off the marketplace. Let me just show you where these are at. Weapons, grenades. Looky here, anti-vehicle grenades. And all you really need is a standard. You get to level 2, you get a higher tier, which is better. Get to level 3, you get an even higher tier, which is really not that much SP. Level 3 anti-vehicle advanced grenades it's 174,000. It's about, you're looking at about close to 300,000 SP just getting to that level. But if you throw one of these advanced at a tank, a lot of times it's going to do major damage, and you get more than one. You get like 3 anti-vehicle grenades, so you can throw all 3 of them back to back and take a tank out, you know, which, trust me, when you take these tanks out, these people are cussing and they're pissed. They're on the forums, they're talking about these AV grenades need to be nerfed, they need to be gimped, you know. Well, we can go ahead and nerf and we can go ahead and gimp these AV grenades, but you know, what are you going to use to take a tank out next? I mean, it's all in their favor to get these nerfs. So use them while you can. Destroy these tanks, break their egos, bust their ass, do what you got to do, and share this video, because when you get in a party, like I said, the main thing you guys need to talk about is, do you have AV? Are we going to be able to take a tank out? When you guys see a tank, you need to stop what you're doing and take that tank out if you can. If it's on the other side of the board, don't just stop what you're doing right then, but start planning on how to take that tank out. And if everybody on the battlefield has that mentality, everybody on your team, these tanks will not be able to do what they're doing, because we got so many people trying to go up and shoot them with toxins and assault rifles, and they're just laying these people down, and they're getting orbitals and these high KDs and stuff, and just laughing all the way to the bank, you know. So that's why I'm making this video. So if you can, share it, enlighten people about the AV. And as always, you know, I appreciate everybody that stops by. And like I said, I do apologize. I'm tired. I mean, I know this isn't a well-structured video or whatnot. Right now on my main, I've got 2.619 million invested in this assault class. So I'm gonna give you guys an update here pretty soon of what I got going on. I've invested a lot in this, and I've got some downsides to it I want to talk to you guys about, and that'll probably be my next video. I got a couple videos, a couple grief videos I'm going to bring your way. And as always, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And until next time, thanks a lot.